All right, quick little story time. About 20-ish years ago, I used to work at a gas station. And in that gas station was one of those California Lotto machines. And I worked the graveyard shift. And one of the interesting things about the graveyard shift is a lot of the automated systems, the signage, and all that kind of stuff, it would do updates and reboot. Upon watching the California Lotto machine update and reboot, it shut down, pop up, and I saw two little tuxes come up to the top screen as it spit out the boot data. Things that stuck out to me was obviously it was running Linux, which is in hindsight not surprising. The other thing that I thought was interesting is it loaded an entire Java application before the GUI popped in. So just by watching that boot, I was able to see that how the stack worked, what kind of technologies were running in there. So flash forward to today, and this kind of made me start thinking about Linux in the wild and why one of the reasons you rarely see it is because you kind of only see it when it fails, and because notoriously Linux is incredibly stable, you rarely see it fail. But when you do, you can actually get some interesting insights. So today I took a little trip trying to get out of the heat. I had dinner. Dinner was good. Wanted a little something extra. Went out to the nearby burger joint, which is a Carl's Jr. right by my house, to get a little milkshake. And when I was in there, I noticed there was something up with the screens above the register. So for those who don't eat fast food, a lot of these fast food restaurants have switched to basically monitor, TV screens that display a menu that gets updated. And this one had crashed. I'm going to show you this one. Let's go to the desk view here. I gotta zoom in so you can see it properly because it's not super crystal clear. But we can look at this error and you can get some information about how some of these things work. So first thing that stands out to me is Conman VPN service, which makes sense. It may not seem like a very important thing, but the pricing and sales and deals can be very competitive in the fast food industry. So it makes sense they want to have a secure connection loading up whatever they got going on. So yeah, OpenVPN is definitely used in here. We come on here, connection service, set up hardware state, reach target network, permit system session. All right, PHP 5.6, interesting. Xorg server launch helper, WPA supplicant. Now that tells me that this is a Wi-Fi device that's connecting. So you have Wi-Fi that connects to probably whatever business end Wi-Fi they have at the restaurant, and again, it's encrypted through OpenVPN, and the entire interface is launched with Matchbox Window Manager. And that might sound familiar if you have ever played with any of the embedded system window managers. It's also, I believe, the window manager for Sugar Desktop that was used in the One Laptop Per Child, if I remember correctly. But it's a very lightweight Xorg driver. So there we go. Something's broken here. We're not sure where. We got a little mini DNS stack here. But something breaks. Starting OS. Upgrade OS servers. That might be the culprit. But yeah, it's connected to the VPN. Xorg somehow crashes, and that's where it was sitting. When I walked in, it was sitting like that. The employees who work there, obviously, that's not what they do in the restaurant. Their job is to handle the food, but it was stuck that way for the entire time. And I thought this was very interesting. So if you ever get a chance and you see one of these broken screens in the wild, it's worth taking a little peek to see how the different companies are utilizing Linux for their business. And if it kind of adds a little bit of a connection, especially if you ever look through kernel maintainers and companies that send support and patches for the Linux kernel, and you're like, why is this company involved in the kernel? Like, they're not a technology company. Oh, it's possibly something like this or something related with that. And I just thought that was pretty interesting. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching this little video. If you like what I got going on here, feel free to hit the like and possibly even give me a subscribe. If you really like what I'm going for, I have a Patreon link down below. These are my Patreon subscribers. They're awesome. They help make this possible, and I appreciate them. And I appreciate you, and I hope you have an awesome night.